If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code REMA, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount.
So what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. In today's video guys, we're going to be looking at some 4-2-3-1 custom tactics and player instructions to help you out in FC24, if you are still playing of course, because a lot of people aren't playing at the moment. So just to quickly address that whole boycott EA thing, me personally, I've never promoted people to buy FIFA points. I've never done those share plays for the store packs or anything like that. I've just made my content, you know. I don't even spend money myself, I'll be honest with you. So yeah, if you guys want my opinion on FC24, if you want my whole opinion on the boycott thing, just let me know. I can make a video on it. I do obviously have an opinion, but I don't want to put it out there if it's not wanted kind of thing. So yeah, the only thing I actually do is obviously promote coin buying and coin selling, as I do have a sponsor of course. That itself actually negatively impacts EA. You know, it doesn't benefit them in any way. That's why they don't like it. So yeah, that's all I do. But yeah, just let me know down in the comments if you are interested in that video. But anyway guys, let's get into the video. I hope you enjoy, and yeah. Okay guys, so we're just going to take a look at the tactics. So starting off with the actual tactics itself. Defensive style, we have it on balanced, as it does give us the best control over the defense. When we want to press, we can. When we want to drop off and maybe be a bit more passive, we can also do that. So I like balance. You guys might want to use a pressure thing, and that is absolutely fine. For the defensive width guys, I would suggest anywhere between 40 and 50, as it does keep your defense in a nice narrow and compact shape to block out all those attacks through the middle. I don't suggest having the width much lower than 40 though, as it's still important to cover the wider areas in case an opponent goes down the wing. So you want to be narrow but not too narrow guys. Now for the depth, you have complete freedom over what you want, to be honest. If you're one of those people that loves the pressure and you want the AI to pretty much do everything for you, you can use 71 depth. That is absolutely fine. A lot of people enjoy it, so if you want to use that you can. I personally like something like 65, where we have that higher defensive line. We just have a bit more control over when we press our opponents, because I like to do it as manually as possible. But again, it's a preference thing. If you want it even lower, that is absolutely fine guys. Moving on to the build-up play, I have this on balanced, as I think it gives you the most controlled and the most varied type of build-up. When you want to play slow, you can. When you want to speed up and play a bit quicker, you can also do that. So I really like balanced. You guys might prefer something else. Now for the chance creation guys, I always suggest direct passing, as it's by far the most meta option in this game. When you use direct passing guys, your attacking players will make these runs, defenders will follow your attacker that has made the run, and then once that defender has overcommitted, your attacker will then track back so that you can cut back to them. So it creates space, even if it is a little bit boring. Now for the attacking width guys, you can pretty much use whatever you want. I like 47 because it keeps my players a bit closer together, but we can still go down the wing when we want. But again, up it if you prefer a wider attack, lower it even more if you want it to be more narrow. For the players in the box guys, we have this on 6. I think it gives you a really good balance. You get a few players into that penalty area, but you don't overcommit everybody. For the corners and the free kicks guys, I have these both on 1, but you can pretty much do whatever you want with that. And yeah. Now for the player instructions guys, on the striker we have them on stay central and get in behind. The best instructions in my opinion. You want to keep them in the middle, especially since we only have one striker in the formation, so stay central is definitely the best. Get in behind is also useful, as it forces the player to make the runs instead of them being extremely static. So yeah, that is what I have on the striker. With the central cam guys, we just completely leave them alone. We kind of just let them do their own thing. We don't really restrict them all that much. And yeah, so we just completely leave this central cam alone. For the wide cams guys, we have them on comeback and defense, as it makes it defend in a 4-4-2 shape. This is very important in the high end of the game, as it makes you much more defensively compact than if you were not to use this. The real reason this is so good is because these wide cams will come back next to the 2 CDMs to cover those spaces and fill in the gaps, making it much more difficult for your opponent to attack. For the left CDM guys, I use a more defensive-minded midfielder in Declan Rice. So on this play, we have them on stay back while attacking, cut passing lanes, and cover centre. The most defensive settings you can use. Obviously, we don't want him flying forward if he is the more defensive-minded midfielder. Cut passing lanes is very useful, as they always look to intercept those passes. Even better if you have a player with intercept plus. And then cover centre, so that it will primarily cover that middle area, as we don't need them to cover the wider area, as we have the wingers or the wide cams coming back to cover those positions. For the right CDM guys, we do use more of like a box-to-box style player, somebody that can attack and defend or have a bit of a free roll. We kind of just let them do what they want. So we leave them on the default settings, and the only thing we change is cover center. So like the other CDM, they'll primarily cover that middle area. Now for the fullbacks guys, whichever one is your most attacking one, pop them on balanced overlap, as it does give you that extra width. This extra fullback going forward does really help you out, gives you that extra angle, that wider option, and is really useful if you have somebody with like that width pass plus trait, for example. For the other fullback guys, the more defensive one of the two, have them on stay back and overlap, so you always have at least 3 defenders back at a time, but when you send them on the run forward, they'll make that overlapping run to give you that extra width. For the 2 centre backs, leave them alone, and then the keeper, I also leave them alone. But yeah guys, they're my tactics and instructions. Let's go.